I hear somebody there. Alex, are you?
Hey, we're officially live.
Okay, it says 1 minute still.
Oh, that's delayed, I think.
It's just delayed. Okay, cool. 1 second, let me get my shit together.
Is it recording? And
yeah, I've got a local record going for us, and we are now live on X. Let's get it going.
All right, nice. Let's get it going. Let's get the word out first.
Yeah, let's get the links to share here. Hold on. Is there a link you guys could drop to me on? Oh, I think did you see it? Oh, here it is. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, we can give it a minute or two here. People are still joining.
Cool. Here.
All right, your speed round. Giants or Jets?
Giants, baby.
Giants.
Totally.
They made a couple good trades over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, we got a good, we had a good draft.
Yep.
Good draft. Knicks are in the playoffs. We're up 3-2. I was in Atlanta on Saturday for the game. Got a nice stuff. Yep.
The concussion brothers are going to survive the season.
What's up? Oh, yeah. I don't know if that guy's going to survive anything.
Anything, exactly. Yeah.
He's going to send me with an
all right, I can see us on X now, so it's about a minute delayed. Let's get going in a second. You're getting the word out to some folks?
Yep, posting right now as we speak.
All right, cool. Alex, you want any background music on this, or what do you want to do?
No, I mean, I think no music is probably easier than music.
Okay.
All right, I am posting the no vision up on X. He's going to set me up with a Senpi agent. All right. Ready to rock and roll.
Alex, is my screen share working?
I'm actually going to put this on. Can you share? Can I share an X stream on LinkedIn, or are they going to block that?
You can, I think. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why
not? I feel like people on LinkedIn want to learn about AI. Is there are we able to respond? Is there a chat that's live? I've never been on this restream before.
Yeah, so I've got an eye on the chat for you guys, and we'll do a Q&A at the end. Anything that comes through, I'll surface it to both of you.
Yeah, so the chat will be on X.
Yep.
So that's live right now.
So I see these things popping up. Am I able to respond, or what's up, everybody? I don't know if it's I don't see a spot to reply.
Yeah, if you open the stream in a completely separate window, it'll populate the chat.
Nice. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Understood.
But I think we can focus first on let's get into our stuff, and then we can go from there.
Let's do it. All right, so let's kick off whenever you're ready, Jack. Give us the.
All right. Let's do it. So Jason Goldberg, founder, CEO of Senpi. Really thrilled to be on today with Drew Austin from Redbeard Ventures. I want to say a huge thank you to Drew and the Redbeard team. Backed us 2 years ago, led the seed round for Airstack, which was the previous incarnation of Senpi. And so thankful for your support early on in our life cycle. Could not have gotten to where we're at today with Senpi was it if it not for Drew and all the backers of Airstack way back when. For those who don't understand, aren't familiar with it, our team, Airstack, Senpi now, we started in 2022. Myself, Sarvesh Jain, Ignas Matura, 3 co-founders. We'd actually been working in Ethereum since 2016 together. Really early in Ethereum, we worked on layer 2 scaling solutions, smart wallets, social networks on Ethereum, back before all that stuff was even kind of the latest phase of it. And in 2022, we found a company called Airstack, and the thesis of Airstack was to apply AI technology to better kind of search and discover blockchains. And so you think 4 years later, we're still working on it, right? But when Drew and the team backed us back in 2024, we had been applying that technology both in the Farcaster arena, on Base, and we had built LLMs for kind of searching blockchains, for querying blockchains and getting APIs back, for building with this data that the AI was helping us navigate. And then we also started building trading platforms. We started building an LLM-based trading platform, first on the Base blockchain. And in 2025, last year, we launched a brand called Senpi under Airstack, and we built was one of the first really kind of well-functioning AI powered trading platforms. You could ask the agent to follow certain traders for you, to discover what they were doing, to mirror their trades, to exit for you. We invented something called DSL, dynamic stop loss, which essentially is a stop loss that ratchets up with you as your position's gaining. It automatically takes profits for you, automatically increases the stop loss, and kind of protects your downside. And we had agents that were doing all that. And we launched that under the brand Senpi. And then in June, July of last year, 2025, we became really close with the team at Lemniscap, and particularly Shaishav Todi from Lemniscap, who he had the foresight. He said, "Hey, you guys have built some amazing technology here, but we think you're on the wrong blockchain. We think you can apply this technology to Hyperliquid and it would just soar." And so we spent a lot of time with Shaishav and our team kind of soul searching on that. And we realized that he was 100% right, that we had built kind of the first agentic trading platform, kind of back-end technology for it, the ability to really do agentic trading at scale. Just we had done it on the wrong chain. And so we spun out Senpi as a brand new company in September of 2025. We brought along the Airstack investors, so Drew and everyone else who invested in us previously, but brand new company with Lemniscap and Coinbase Ventures and others leading around into Senpi, 100% focused on Hyperliquid. And we have not looked back since. So in September, we closed that financing round. We launched the new company. We spent a couple of months building what we call HyperFeed. HyperFeed is the foundational back end for Senpi. It is the only engine out there that is tracking and indexing and enriching data on every single trade on Hyperliquid in real time, and enabling agents to make use of that data. So we have real-time data on every single trade that's enriched. You can see what positions are moving, what's moving the market, where's the smart money going, seeing, like, for instance, we have the ability to see, let's say Brent oil went from the 40th most unrealized gains in the last hour to the 10th most. So traders are making the most money right now on Brent oil, and so that's moving fast. And so that's the kind of stuff you can do with Hyperfeed. Just really fast. So we built that out, Hyperfeed, as kind of a foundation for agentic trading on Senpi, and then we launched Senpi mobile apps. We did a beta in December, launched to the world in early January, and we were weaving AI into the apps with various ways. And on January 30 was the aha moment. And I said the aha moment on January 30 was we saw OpenClaw, and we were like, okay, we're going to take everything we built, because we had built like our own LLM, our own kind of agents, and then we built apps, and we said, okay, with OpenClaw, we can enable everyone to have their own personal agent with memory using open source software that's getting better and better and better, and to launch that at scale. And so that was on January 30 that we said, okay, we're going to bring this whole everything we've built to bring it to OpenClaw. And 3 weeks later to the day, John, February 21st, we launched what you're seeing here on my screen right now, which is the ability for anyone to deploy their own Senpi OpenClaw Hyperliquid agent. We'll go into the details on it. And just to wrap up, I'll stop my monologue in a second. But so that was February 21st. Where are we today? We're April 29th. So we're basically 60, 70 days later. The agents that have been launched with Senpi, Hyperliquid, OpenClaw have done, as of this moment, $300 million in volume in the last 65, 66 days. And we really feel like we're just getting started too. So I'm going to show everyone on this live stream, we're going to show everyone where we're at today and where we're going. And then we're also going to deploy a live agent with Drew here on the call. But we'll show all sorts of things. I'm going to show how we're using learning agents to manage agents to get smarter. But I want to turn to you, Drew, if you have any questions for me based on that intro. Yeah.
No, man, I'm super excited. So really quickly, guys, I'm Drew Austin. I'm the managing partner and founder at Redbeard Ventures. Briefly about us, we've built an investment firm built on a few different core concepts. One, I've been a founder my whole career. So for 20 years, my last company was an AI recruitment process automation business. And I spent the last 13 years in crypto. So AI and crypto to me have been kind of these converging forces for the last probably decade of my career. And now we run a couple different platforms. One is a syndicate where we run SPVs of frontier technology companies. And we do that across Angels and Echo. We run a managed capital fund where we invest in great founders like Jason, and we've been really excited to back Senpi for the last few years, and one of the best teams of shipping product I've ever come across. They just are ahead of the curve and really see where the puck is going. And then we also have a company called Denari Labs, which is an accelerator and consulting practice where we focus on ecosystem development. So today, and I've been very much a believer, I guess at a core thesis level, I've been very much a believer that the blockchain wasn't built for humans. It was actually built for agents, the next billion users of the internet. And that's why Senpi felt so on brand for what we are, what we want to invest in, and what we're super excited about, where we think the internet is heading. We need to build an entirely new infrastructure for this agentic economy that is about to unfold. And really, it's only about a 4-month-old economy right now, because AI to everybody was just basically a search engine up until OpenClaw. And then when OpenClaw was released, it opened up the ability for agents to become economic actors on the internet and in society. And that really has opened up the floodgates. And I think that was a great observation by Jason and his team to be able to really move quickly, take all the learnings that they've had to date and execute on the opportunity in front of them. So from my perspective, I've been, I'm very excited about being able to build things. I mean, I've been building tech companies since I was 19 years old, and since January, I've never made one commit on GitHub until January. Now almost at 300 GitHub commits, so I could really get my hands dirty.
I love it.
It's amazing. And then the other side of that is that I've been wanting to learn how to build my own autonomous agent to trade on Hyperliquid. And this has been I've been really itching to do this with everybody, because I figured if I'm going to do it, let's share that. Let's all go through the experience together. Let's learn. Let's experiment.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
And my hope is that we can get going and roll right in. So
let me show you a couple of things first. Kind of a little bit like where we're at today in terms of Hyperliquid agents, how to deploy them on Senpi, and where we're going. Let me say start off by saying where we're at today is, I'd say it's like, I think it was Chris Dixon who said that a lot of the biggest things that end up being the biggest businesses start up looking like toys. And I think we're kind of still a little bit in that kind of phase, in that sense that right now, in order to deploy an agent on Senpi, there's a bit of work you got to go through. I'm just not going to, you have to, and we've made it so much easier than if you were kind of deploying your own OpenClaw. So if you've ever been through the process of deploying your own OpenClaw and hosting it on, maybe you got a Mac Mini and setting it up and then going through the how many tokens you're burning and running all these different skills and plugins, it's a lot to set up. One thing we've done is we've made it super, super simple to one-click deploy an agent. But even that one-click deploy agent, which I'll show you, does have a few steps to it. And I'm going to go through those steps so everyone sees what's involved. Where we're going to be very, very quickly is all of that is just going to be one-click chat with your agent on Senpi. You'll have your own agent that you deploy directly on Senpi using our own AI model. If you want to bring your own model, you can, but you'll have a model that we've trained using open source models that you'll be able to use that are specifically fine-tuned to Senpi. Tons of work going on behind the scenes right now with Senpi team to make that possible. And the other thing I'll kind of say in this is, so what we're going to show today is a lot about how you set up your own autonomous trading agent. And kind of going back to what I said with Chris Dixon in terms of like a lot of things that end up being really, really big, start off looking as like toys. We're kind of in that a little in the phase in the sense that like our vision here is that running your own autonomous trading agent very, very soon is kind of like the end of the cycle, not the beginning of the cycle. What we mean by that is today, the one thing that you can do and do really, really well with Senpi is you can launch your own Hyperliquid agent. You can ask your agent questions, have a trade for you, set up autonomous trading. But where we want to be very, very soon is that just Senpi is the harness for online trading. And when I say for online trading, you can be trading on Hyperliquid anywhere, and Senpi will help you make your trade smarter, right? And so the idea is whether you're trading directly on Hyperliquid, whether you're trading on Hyperliquid via whether it's Phantom or your Axiom, wherever it might be, we don't care. Senpi will just will help you trade smarter, right? So it'll help you trade better where you trade already, and by analyzing your trades, analyzing how other traders are moving, helping you protect your trades in ways you've never done before. Very similar to, for instance, like if you've ever, I'm sure at this point everyone's probably used Claude Code or Cursor. Having Claude or Cursor autonomously code for you is kind of an end result. Like several steps before that is having it help you code smarter, analyze your code, correct your code, commit for you on GitHub. Very end state would be like fully autonomous coding for you, which very few people have. It's fully autonomous coding everything. And so we're working our way towards that, and it's a very big vision. And excited to share with everyone kind of where it's at today and the kind of where it's going. And then we're going to roll up the sleeves with Drew and we're going to get an agent going with him. So really quick, if you go to senpi.ai, as I said, there's $300 million worth of volume of Senpi agents over the last roughly 70 days. We've made it as simple as possible for kind of for the current state for you to deploy your agent. Basically, the steps that you go through to deploy your agent is if you have an agent already, if you're already using OpenClaw, you can just direct your OpenClaw agent to the Senpi skills. You can have it directed to our MCP. Senpi MCP is about 65 different tools. But I'll show you, if you create an account on Senpi, I'm just going to sign in here real quick. Sign in using MetaMask.
Mm-hmm. And I started getting this set up already, so I'm like a little ahead of the curve here.
Awesome. So when you sign in, here actually, sorry, this is a live agent. Let me go back and create a new one. 1 second. There, 1 second. There we go. Leopard. You can see I've got a lot of agents. I've got over 60 agents that I'm running right now. We'll talk about that in a second. Each with $1,000, by the way. We test everything with real money. Okay, so I'm going to sign in now. Let's see, with this agent Leopard. Here we go. Okay, so I just want to show everyone kind of the experience today, what is involved in creating your agent. We try to make it as easy as possible. One thing we did is, here, let's cut this is Leopard. I'll change this picture later. I'm not a duck, I'm a leopard. If you're referred by someone, you can give them referral credit. We'll skip that for now. Okay, so when you go to deploy an agent, what we've done is made it so that you can, we're working with Railway. Railway is a hosting provider that we've set up a specialized Senpi Railway template for Senpi and OpenClaw. It's the most easiest and most secure way to deploy a Senpi agent. We recommend doing this. It's possible to add Senpi to your existing OpenClaw. We recommend you go the Railway way. One is it's we're constantly upgrading the Railway template. We're adding more features to it. We've created what's called the Senpi runtime for Hyperliquid, which is a really comprehensive set of kind of orchestration tools that works with the MCP, works with skills, enables things like, I mentioned, dynamic stop losses, and just runs much more efficiently if you set it up with our template. It's also optimized for helping kind of token consumption. So for instance, you can offload lesser tasks to lower models, so you don't just, like, say, spend all your tokens on the highest model. And we also just made it really simple. So to show you what's involved here, if I go to deploy an agent, one thing is you'll need to create an account on Railway. We're going to get rid of this pretty soon by having it all hosted on Senpi. You have to create an account on Railway, buy a plan. It's like $10, I think, is the Railway plan. We have all this in a getting started guide on Senpi. There's like a little like learn about how to quick start. You can see like how to do this here. I'm just show everyone, obviously, like just showing everyone what's involved for now. Is you essentially just need to have 6 variables. One variable is you need a AI key from your AI provider. So whether that's Gemini or Anthropic or OpenAI, this is what's called like a bring your own AI model. And so you bring your own AI with you, and you're paying for your token consumption. And as I said, when we move to the Senpi managed agents in the next few weeks, that you won't have to make that choice anymore. You'll essentially just pay for a plan like if you've ever bought on Cursor, and it'll include the AI. And we're building our own fine-tuned Senpi model that's just fine-tuned on Hyperliquid itself. So it's going to be smart about everything out there in the world, but really, really smart on Hyperliquid and Senpi. So the variables you need to enter is your AI API key. So this would be your key from Gemini or from Claude, or Anthropic, or OpenAI, or OpenRoute, or whatever it might be. Your AI provider. This is where you put Gemini, Anthropic, OpenAI. You'll create a password. Don't worry, you'll never use this password. I don't know why it's there. Your Telegram user ID. So for now, the chat with your agent is through Telegram. I'm going to show everyone this. You'll chat with your agent through Telegram. It's very easy. Your Senpi auth token. This is what authenticates you on Senpi. And so when I go back to Senpi here, once you create an account, you just create a new API key. So I can, for instance, just create an API key here, and then you're going to enter that token here, and then you'll get a bot token from Telegram that enables you to set up like a chat with your agent. So 6 variables: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you've entered these 6 variables, as long as you've paid for a Railway plan, you can then deploy an agent. And that agent then has access to 65 Senpi MCP tools. It has access to over 100 Senpi AI skills and strategies, which I'm going to show you in a second. It has access to the Senpi runtime, like things like dynamic stop loss and things that help you optimize your trading, and also help you optimize your agents. That all is just built in. You can access that right away. So let me switch gears for a second here and show everyone what I'm talking about here. So let me go back to, actually, let's do this, Drew. Why don't you share your screen and share your Telegram? So Drew set up an agent. I'll just show everyone, I was going to show everyone some like getting started type of stuff. We might as well start with you, and then we'll flip back to me, and then we'll go back to you. So let's share your Telegram.
Okay, hold on. I wasn't fully prepared for that. Let me get that going.
No worries.
Give me a sec. All right, where's my bot here? Okay, I'm pulling up my Senpi bot first and foremost.
Yeah. And we're not going to do the full like creating of like the strategy right this second. We're just going to show a couple things.
Okay.
So you got to do the share screen.
Yep, I'm on it.
And then Alex, you got to approve it.
Yeah, it's not letting me. Oh, wait, yes, it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me get rid of this.
Drew, what are all those action figures behind you? Are those DVDs or action figures?
Yeah, no, I have a ton of stuff. I have action figures, autographs, collectibles,
Nice.
all kinds of fun stuff. All right, can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go to the Telegram. Okay, so you see, like, okay, so scroll up a little bit. So I just want to show it's kind of continuing where I was. When you deploy your agent on Senpi, the first thing it's going to do is show you this kind of getting started sequence. And so here you say it's saying I'm your AI trading agent. I can run autonomous strategies, blah blah blah. You can say to get started. You can either say like, I'm new or show me the strategies or building strategy. Drew, why don't so this is like kind of like it's you can see that you have a wallet you can fund.
Yep.
So every agent has a dedicated wallet.
Yep, I funded
You
it.
scroll down, like so. Yeah, so Drew funded the wallet with $1,000. Drew, why don't you just type for now what MCP tools are available? I just wanted to show kind of for a second like the breadth of kind of what's kind of included out of the box. So here you can see this is kind of the process you'll go through if you haven't used OpenClaw before. So the OpenClaw agent is thinking and typing right now. It's just going to respond to Drew, and it's going to give a summary of everything that's in the MCP. So here you see, let's just scroll up to give a sense for it. So
that's robust.
So here's what's available. You have everything about you, everything about your portfolio, everything about all your historical trades, your P&L. There's Senpi has points. You can also check your points versus everyone else on points. The leaderboard, which is a global points leaderboard. Then there's what I mentioned before, the HyperFeed. HyperFeed is really enriched real-time data of like who's winning right now in Hyperliquid and how they're winning. This is really critical for building strategies. So you're not just building strategies off of candles. You're actually building strategies off of where the money's being made. And that also includes things like open interest, liquidation rates. All of that's included in that. That's all real time. Leaderboard get momentum events. You can see like when are people hitting certain profit thresholds, market movements. You can analyze any trader on Hyperliquid using your agent, and also market data, strategy management. Just showing like the robustness of this. When we started off about 2 months ago, we launched with I think it was 48 different tools. It's now up to over 70 tools that are available here. And just a broader kind of a comment is like the thing about how much AI has like just changed all of us over the last couple of months. Just not just like the way that we work, the way that we kind of code, the way that we ask every question to AI first before we do anything else, but also like the way that we build for it at Senpi. Like we don't build anything anymore without thinking of okay, it has to have an MCP as well. So everything is always added to the MCP whenever you launch a feature. Drew, why don't you also now ask what strategies are available? And what's going on here is so Drew, you got a weekly with Sean in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What's going on here is so you can build any strategy you want using your agent. And Drew, I think you had some ideas on ones you wanted to build, but the strategies we also have been launching what I call them my predators. As I mentioned, I've launched about 75 different strategies, saved them as skills in our public GitHub repo. And each of them we give $1,000 to. And what this allowed us to do is to have kind of like really rapid learning with real money, more than you can ever do with just paper testing. And we make them available ever in public, and we also show everyone how these strategies are evolving. And the coolest thing that it's done is it's accelerated our development by having these kind of strategies out there in the wild. Every day we are iterating on these strategies, and every day we have what we call learning agents or reinforcement agents who are reading signals and trying to understand why is a strategy working or not working, and then adjusting with the agents. And I'd say this is a major part of our kind of development right now is these learning and reinforcement agents. What Drew a minute ago showed the tools that were available. One of the tools that was available was to get the historical trading data of any any trader on Hyperliquid. What we're adding right now, which my agents actually already have it, but we're adding to everyone soon, is I can get not just the what they're trading, what their trades were, but also the reasoning of the agent that went into the trades, right? So they're trading with agent. I can know what was the score of the signal that led to the trade, what was the reasoning of the agent that led them to make this move, and then how did it go, and then then also backtest or paper test what would have happened if they had held on instead of selling at a certain point as well. And so this is just part of how these agents are getting smarter and smarter and smarter. And then we're setting up these super agents that are then cutting across all these agents, almost like a swarm of agents who are then able to say, okay, I'm learning from across all these different agents. So here you can see these are examples. There's a lot. We're not going to hit every one of these. Just want to show is like I give them each an animal name. They all have different versioning, and every one of them started at like version 0.0.1. You can see that this guy's up to 2.0. This guy's up to 3.0. And they're all different plays. So like Drew, like for instance, you see like Shark is a smart money conviction liquidation cascade hunter. Jaguar is striker only, no stalker. It doesn't mean anything to anybody, but basically we've set up agents that are like stalking positions when they start getting interesting, and then strike when they actually hit a certain score. Grizzly only trades Bitcoin, BTC, and Grizzly Horribilis, which is like a really aggressive grizzly bear, is like scaling up leverage as sees more signals. Just showing this as an example of like the types of things you can do. So Drew, why don't you switch back to me for a second? And I want to show everyone how I'm learning with these agents, and then we'll switch back to you to build an agent. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Cool. All right. Get back here. Okay. So I mentioned, so learning is a big part of what we're doing. Alex, you need to approve the screen share.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of experimentation. Like you want to get a feel for, what is the strategy? How do you iterate on the strategy? Which I guess is like anything else. It gives us the opportunity to learn faster.
Yeah. So here's a couple examples. So you can see here, each of these agents, so I ran 58 different agents before and have 25 active now. This is in addition to, hundreds of agents being run by external users. And what we do with this is we're constantly iterating. We're trying to figure out, can we get these agents to perform consistently? And the key thing is, can we get them to learn and improve? And I'd say like the goal right now that we've had is like, let's have 10 consistently high, kind of positive ROE, kind of template agents that we could have, let's say by the middle to end of May, that anyone could like leverage those agents, fork them, make them their own. But the step before that is like, what's really going on right now is really, can we have an agent? We show that like you learn something, you study what the agent's doing. And when I say you, it's like another agent is studying that agent and asking questions to the agent, understanding its reasoning, and improving one day over the previous day. And so just to show you an example is if you look at the predators that I have here today that I'm running, you can see that we did yesterday was a big refinement of the agents. We ran this whole kind of new learning model with the agents, and we modified, for instance, Vulture. We modified, what was this one here? I'm looking more of like the slope. So you see Scorpion went from minus 10% to almost to positive now. You see a whole bunch of them kind of had this upswing the last 24 hours. And so we're looking at what is it that's creating these slopes? And you can also see here, for instance, Pendulum is carrying a $49. Each of these started with $1,000. So Pendulum's carrying a $49 unrealized gain right now based off the yesterday's changes. Dyer is carrying $126 unrealized gain. Scorpion's carrying $110 unrealized gain. And all this we look at is like, Vulture's carrying a 67 unrealized gain. All we look is, can we attribute these to the learnings and the changes that we made yesterday, and can we make that repeated? To be honest, we don't even look at so much like where is the agent overall. We just look at did we do something, and did it learn something that we then can say we could then model that as like as a model for other agents and for the overall kind of learning mechanism. So there's two things that are going into these learning models. One is the predators that I'm running, and then the other is we have what we see here. When you go to Senpi, you'll see there's this public arena, and this public arena is here you can see these are external agents competing against my agents every week for at least $5,000 in kind of prize pool. The prize pool goes up by the second because we've allocated automatically 25% of all Senpai's Hyperliquid trading fees, so all the builder fees that we receive get pumped back into this week and the following week's pool. And we've been running this. This is, I think we're in week number 5 right now. Yeah, week number 5. The pools have all settled at a healthy amount. So you can see the one that ends in 8 hours and 7 minutes is at $5,400. And you see there's people making significant gains. Last week, the top traders were like 40, 50% gains. Previous week was also a big week. This week settled a little bit. But you can see we have people at 25% gain, 12% gain, 8% gain, 6% gain, 6% gain. That's cool to see Diego here. Diego is pretty well known out there in the Crypto X Twitterverse. He's trying all the trading apps. And you can see, some of this is everyone's competing against the model agents. So you can see some people on the Senpai team are running some of our agents. I've got some agents that I'm running. And all of this, though, is to perfect the system for everybody, right? So all this is the more the system learns, the more it'll benefit everyone, and the more these agents will all get smarter, smarter, smarter for everyone. So this is the arena right now. As you think, so again, there's 2, amazing sources of data that's being pumped into making these agents smarter. One is the predators, the other is the arena, and then what we're introducing in the arena in just May 1st, so in 2 days, is, let me see this here. So in addition to the weekly pool, which we have right now, we're also introducing a monthly pool. And so the idea of the monthly pool is, can you sustain kind of a strong ROE across a longer period of time versus just 7-day period? And we're starting that off with a $7,500 pool. That's for the month of May. So May 1st to May 31st. It's going to start at $7,500 and continue to scale up based on a portion of Senpai trading fees being allocated to constantly increase that pool. Okay, so I want to go to my agents for a second, and then we'll build an agent with Drew. Let me go back here. Okay, so just to show everyone, let's go. Now I'm lost. 1 second. Too many windows. All right, here we go. Let's replace this with my Telegram. All right, Alex, I'm switching to Telegram here. When you got it? Okay. All right. Hopefully this is viewable by everyone. So this is an agent that I'm running called Direwolf. Direwolf right now is sitting on a pretty massive unrealized gain. And Direwolf trades one thing, Brent oil. And so Direwolf is a good example of a strategy that I created based on the conflict going on in Iran. And I can say, so how does Direwolf work? And it'll explain itself. But here you can see it took out a Brent oil long, and that position was taken out, let's say, much earlier today. And a couple things to note. So it took out the position autonomously, and it took out this position, and it's currently what we call phase 2. And what this phase 2 is, when you build strategies on Senpai, you can set up this dynamic stop loss, and this dynamic stop loss is can have different phases to it. So you basically, for instance, you can have like in a first phase where you just let the position breathe for a while. You don't, you don't want to cut it too quickly. You want to see where the market's going. And then phase 2, it kind of then starts to apply certain ratchets and certain kind of like stops on it. So for instance, this is a position that is, let's see, this position has, so it noticed that Brent oil volume exploded. There was a violent news-driven momentum shock, geopolitical escalation. It hit a signal on it, and now it's applying. It automatically applied a 7x leverage on it, 30% of the budget, and it is now in this phase 2 DSL where it's locking in gains automatically. And so this is a position that will automatically end in a gain because the agent is already kind of ensuring that it is. And just so you can show this is the kind of strategy you can build. So Dyer is a specialized autonomous AI trading strategy that exclusively trades oil on Hyperliquid's XYZ DEX. And it only responds to this one asset. And the core architecture is, it has a scanner. So a scanner, just if you want to geek out a little bit, it's a Python script that every 60 seconds is evaluating market data from Senpi HyperFeed. It's looking for a breakout, and if the score is high enough, it'll make the trade. And then it applies what we call this DSL, dynamic stop loss runtime, which is an independent engine that Senpi runs directly on Hyperliquid to ensure that the position doesn't end in a loss. And there's a hunting phase where it's scoring positions, so it's constantly scoring every single move on Hyperliquid. And then it does this hard gates. So this is like this. It must just showed you guys this is like the details you can create these strategies. These are hard gates that this strategy that must pass in order for position to be open. So the account must not be in drawdown greater than 50% in 7 days. There's a daily cap. There's a 4 time frame alignment. Then it looks for this smart money alignment. That basically looks at the premium between the mark price and Oracle price must conform to the same direction as what's determining the smart money is moving. And it's looking at 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute smart money, 1 hour, and calculating. As you see, there's then added points if the 15-minute volume is 2.5x to 5x higher than the hourly average. Point being, a lot of quant going into deciding when to take the position, and then a lot of quant going as well into how much leverage to provide, and how much leverage on the position, and also how much of the margin to use. And what's really cool about this is Dire Wolf is a strategy I just launched a couple of days ago, and it was not even like a fraction of as complicated as it is right now. And we're now seeing the first entry that it's done since then. And it then has this exit protection phase, this DSL phase, where you can see here's how much it locks in depending on how much ROE, and it just locks it in. You're guaranteed going to hit it once it gets there. Right? And so just give you a sense for it. Just to show, let's see another. This is Bald Eagle, is another agent that is also, frankly, also focusing on exclusively on XYZ markets. So it's CL, Brent oil, SP 500, silver. Here it has its own scoring, how that one works. And then I've got other strategies that are doing, for instance, Polar Bear is only doing Ethereum, Grizzly is only doing BTC, Scorpion is trading both cryptos and XYZ assets. And you'll see also the kind of questions that I'm asking the agents. For instance, I'm saying, give me a report of your open positions, the last 30 closes, which class is winning, crypto versus XYZ. This right now, you can see I'm asking these questions directly to the agent, and the agent's responding. We're building this in right now so that this is completely automated, so that agents can actually both analyze themselves, analyze their own reasoning, as well as analyze other agents. So just wanted to show everyone this is where this is headed. Last thing I want to show, and then we're going to build an actual strategy with Drew, is I want to show everyone where we're headed real quick, just for a second. A glimpse of the future here. So let me find my screen. Drew, how you doing? You still with me, man?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm ready to rock and roll when you are.
All right, cool. One sec. Too many windows open. Alex, how are we doing?
You guys are doing great.
All right, cool. All right, I think I'm back to. All right, here we go. Okay, stop sharing. Let me go. There's the. All right, so for those who are here at the beginning of the call, I showed how you launch your Senpi agents today using our template on Railway. When you do so, let's go back here. So when you do so, I showed before how Drew pulled up on his agent and showed like all the tools that the agent has access to. This is the Senpi Skills GitHub repo. Encourage anyone and everyone to take a look there as well. You'll see in the Senpi Skills GitHub repo that there is all of these agents that I've been showing. So like Grizzly, Dire, Cheetah, all of these are all here public, so everyone can inspect them. You can see the strategies. You can fork them. You can just ask your agent, run Mantis, or you can say, load Mantis and let's modify it, right? And so it's all here public, anyone can do. And also everything around the Senpi runtime is here. Senpi DSL is here. So you can learn everything about how the Senpi system works. And your agents have access to all this as well. So your agents like instantly out of the box know everything about the Senpi skills and the DSL, the runtime. Later, another time we can go into the runtime is really awesome. Like it's what enables this whole system to run efficiently. And the key there is like you actually want LLMs to do as little thinking as possible when it comes to execution. You want the execution to just happen kind of seamlessly, and use LLMs more for analyzing and kind of adjusting. So, all right, then this is where we're headed. I'm not going to go too deep on this. I just want to show everyone. You'll recall a minute ago when we were setting up the agent, we went to Railway. We went and had to fill out these 6 different variables. We're chatting with the agent via Telegram. We're having to enter your own API key. Where we're going to be in just a few weeks here is a couple things. One is you'll just come to Senpi, and everything we just showed you will be all built into Senpi. You'll be able to chat directly with your agent right here. The agent, you can bring your own model if you want, but you won't have to. You'll be able to use our models. And we're working on how do we fine-tune models that are kind of specific to Senpi and to Hyperliquid. We're working on how we bubble up discovery data and opportunities to users, so you don't have to always even ask your agent. So you can see, for instance, live Bitcoin short is 35.9% of smart money is moving on it right now. There's actual real data. You can see opportunities that you could kind of jump into. And then we're also working on how you can have your agent just from the get-go improve your own trades. And improve your own trading, whether you're trading on Senpi or trading anywhere on Hyperliquid, that you could just one click, tap, and have your agent improve your own trades. And you'll deploy your agent right here on Senpi, with your own personal agent with memory and everything, all right here on Senpi. Really excited for where this is going.
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
Experience.
Yeah. So Drew, let's launch your agent.
Okay. So what is that? What do you mean? What do you want me to do first?
Let's go back to Telegram.
Telegram. Okay, so share my screen. All right, let's rock and roll. Cool.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so let's go back to your agent.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Where did it go? There we go. Cool.
Okay, so let's scroll down here. So, Drew, I think you said you had a certain strategy in mind.
Yeah, God, I just want to start to test. So maybe do you want me to just put something in, or?
Yeah, like you had sent me earlier. You had Yep,
I can
just copy paste that. Yeah.
Sure. Give me a sec. Then let me go find that now. Okay. Okay, let me just get my prompt ready here. So I figured let's do kind of one that focuses on longing the AI stack, shorting what AI disrupts, and just test something like that out to start to learn about how something works.
Yep.
Let's see here.
So we have to have proxy.
Here's the stream.
Yep. All right, what do you got here? Thomas Long-Short Trading Agent, Hyperliquid Express, and AI Agent Economy. These, of course, crypto perps, equity perps, pre-IPO perps. I love it. Long the entire stack, Frontier Labs. Cool. Short with Frontier AI disrupts. Mechanics, composite scoring. Okay, gold. This is great. Okay, so what your agent's doing right now is it's digesting all this, and it is evaluating what it can do. So let's scroll up. What does it say? So, okay, I can help you build this multi-asset agent economy. Hyperliquid sports are great. Yeah, compute, application layer, infrastructure, amazing. Okay, we don't have eventual. We'll add to Senpi soon, so we don't have that yet. That's one thing we got to do for you. The pre-IPO, so the Anthropic, and yeah, we okay. So, okay, create strategy wall, initial allocation, open positions. Why don't you tell it, Drew? Build the strategy and use my entire $1,000 budget.
And how do you edit? So once this is live, can you change it, iterate on it? How does that work?
Of course. Yeah. So this is the thing, is like everything is always a work in progress. And so if you look at, even I tell everyone, like when users are getting started with Senpi and they take one of the skills that I'm running and say, the minute you touch it, it becomes your own. Because with every conversation you have with your agent, it can modify the configurations, it's learning, it's getting smarter. That's a constant ongoing process. And so what you're going to do here is your agent's going to essentially set up a config. It's going to create what's called a runtime. And it's then going to just like start executing on that. It's going to send you, and that's going to include using a scanner to scan the market, to score different signals, to decide when, based on that scoring, that's going to establish when to enter positions. It's going to set up a DSL, so it's going to set up like when to kind of to protect your upside and your downside. And then every time you analyze it and see how it's going with it, it'll work with you to make it better and better and better and better. And as I said, in a couple of days' time, you'll also be able to have it kind of learn from itself in a much even more sophisticated way by learning, like basically going back and reviewing all the trade, not just the trade history, but the reasoning and what would have happened if you hadn't gone that direction, et cetera. Yeah. So now it's building the strategy. So it's actually writing Python code right now. Is what it's doing. And so it's writing the scanners and it's setting this up so that it can actually execute the strategy for you. It shouldn't take too long. Building the strategy is the most kind of, let's say, the most compute you'll use using Senpi is building a strategy. If you just take an existing strategy and just run it, it's pretty, it's low on the compute, low on kind of like tokens. This part, what you're doing right here by building a new strategy from scratch, is essentially it's writing code. Yeah.
Okay.
So what we could do is we could get this going here.
And basically, you're like, people are going to be creating all different types of agents and strategies, because you're not going to have your one agent manage multiple different trading strategies. You're going to have an agent per strategy. Is that how you'd scope this?
You could do it. You could do it either way. You could have it that you have like an agent that is running multiple strategies, or you could set it up so you have multiple agents, each running different ones. I don't think there is a tried or true kind of model to that yet. Yeah.
Okay.
I have some agents, for instance, that are running multiple strategies at the same time across different wallets. As we move to the Senpi kind of managed agents, or the agents that are hosted on Senpi, there's gonna be a lot more flexibility there to say, okay, use this wallet for this, use that wallet for that, run these separately, add different chats with them. That becomes much more easier to navigate than through the simple kind of Telegram window right now. I think what we could do here, Drew, is it should go pretty quick, but I also might not, right? So what we could do is we could let's give it another minute here, and if not, then we can do is we also then set up like a round 2 of this live stream where we come back and check in on how the strategy is going.
Okay.
One thing we could do, meanwhile, is if you go back to Senpi.
On screen? Should I share that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, here we go.
Oh, there you go. Your custom strategy, AI economy, that's been successfully created, funded with $1,000.
Wow.
So this is a strategy where you opened 13 positions right from the get-go. Was that your intent?
I kind of expected a little bit more back and forth, I think, before we finalize, but that's all good. Let's just it's good to learn. I can
let me see. So looking at your prompt here.
Stop losses, right?
Yeah, well, you can say make sure you set up let's set DSL on every position. So do DSL instead of stop loss. So just say DSL. So stop loss is going to basically be a specific number, but DSL will automatically automatically adjust.
Okay.
This is funny. I'm reading your prompt again.
And again, like this is something that I would refine over time. Like I have to, I would iterate on this and play around with it a little bit more.
So this was So I actually read the prompt. Like the prompt did say for now take longs on this and shorts on that. But then we can do is we can say let's set up a scoring system for when we would open up new positions and when we would in the future. That would be a little smarter way to do the next one. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So Drew, while this is doing this, let's go to Senpi. Go back on your browser. There you go. And click on the join the arena. See that button in the yellow?
Okay.
There you go. Click on that. Connect your X here. So basically what I'm doing here is we want to make sure that we can track your agent in the arena and see how it's doing. And then we can, everyone else can follow it as well. And we can, so just authorize this, and then it's going to tweet this out. You have to tweet it in order to verify that you want to join the arena. So go tweet to join. And then we'll be able to track how your agent is performing versus other agents. It's always good to learn as well. So, but make sure you tweet that out.
Yep, already did.
All right, cool, awesome. So let's go back to the agent now. Okay. Go back to the Telegram. Okay, we're still working on those DSLs. So now we're able to track your AI Economy LS agent. We'll be able to see how it's going. And I think the next step you'd want to do once you have this DSL set up is you'd want to set up a way for the agent to score positions in the future so that to automatically enter them in the future. Okay, I configured a hard stop loss at every active position. I can. Yeah, I would tell it number one. You don't want to stick with a 20%. You want to ratchet up with you.
Yep.
Yeah. And then see it also suggested cron scanning. So we set up a background cron job to read your thesis signals twice a day. That's what you really want. So also you can say set up crons to read the thesis signals and open new positions in the future. Yeah. And then you'll be fully autonomous trading under this strategy.
And is it sending me messages every time it makes a trade, or how does that work?
Yep, it will. You can also explicitly say, let me know every time DSL changes or every time you open or close a new position, but it should do that automatically. It's set up to do so automatically.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Why don't we pause here in terms of the live stream? I hope this was useful for everyone. And Drew, what we can do is we'll track this, and then we can get on another one to kind of update the progress and also introduce new features in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna now that it's live, I'm going to just iterate on it a little bit, play around with the strategy. Now that I know how to do this, I can now spin this up and kind of have some fun with it. So, Yeah, this is interesting. So if I want to have it like report the current portfolio, do I just say, hey, show me the whole portfolio right now?
Yeah, exactly. So you can actually do that right now. You can also say, once it's had some trades, you can also say, hey, analyze your last 5 trades. You can say, like, what should we be doing differently? It's a full functioning agent at this point.
Yep, very cool.
Have some fun with it, and let's stay in touch on it, and we'll get on another live stream in a week or so. And
Absolutely,
and
let's do it. And
continue to iterate on it.
I'll update some posts on Twitter on how it's doing as well.
All right, thank you everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate everyone.
Appreciate the onboarding, Jason. This was great.
All right, Alex, anything from your side you want?
Just one. We had a Q&A question come through here.
Yep.
You might be seeing it on your screen now. It's from Macintosh case.eth.
Yeah.
Maybe you should handle that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So we started off Senpi with OpenClaw. As I said, it was like an aha moment for us on January 30 was when we really dug in OpenClaw, and it took us 3 weeks then to launch OpenClaw agents on Senpi. We've had a number of kind of experimental, but like next step projects going on at Senpi over the last couple of weeks. One of those projects has been to analyze whether we should continue on OpenClaw or switch to Hermes. Is it Hermes or Hermes or Hermes? I don't know. It's not a Birkin bag. But so it is something that we do. A number of Senpi users are already running Senpi on Hermes. And we are evaluating. There are some potential benefits to switching, but also some benefits to staying with OpenClaw. So both projects are super strong, and so we are evaluating both. We also have, as I mentioned, projects to bring the Senpi agents in-house and to run them on our own models. And then the learning agents is a massive project as well, and some other things that we're not ready to reveal yet as well. Last thing is we are hiring and constantly looking for really strong AI, crypto talent. If you're interested in what you saw here today, please reach out.
Awesome.
Alex, any other questions?
No, I think that just about wraps it.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, cheers. Thanks.